Hello guys, welcome back to engVid.com. Today we are looking at the differences between American English and British English, and in particular some of the spelling differences between our two ways of doing things. I'm not saying one is correct and the other is wrong, although I have a preference. So important things to know if you want to be working in one country is you will need to use that country's way of spelling. I'm going to be looking at some of the ways that we differ in our ways that we end words, looking at some of the consonants as well. It's not an exhaustive list in terms of there are some other differences, but these are the major differences in the spelling between British and American English. Let's have a look. Let's put our glasses on, have a little look. O-U-R becomes just O-R. What is Benjamin talking about? Well, I've got 4 O-U-R ending words from British English spelling. Behaviour, colour, labour, that's a little spade there for digging, doing a bit of manual work. Rumour, passing a rumour about someone. So what do our fellow Americans do with this lovely O-U-R formation? Well, unfortunately, they take out the U. They don't seem to like the U very much, so it disappears. Yeah, just becomes O-R. Looks a bit sad, the R, standing there all on its own. Sorry, R. Sorry, I know you liked U a lot. Don't worry. Right, moving on to RE endings. A little bit different in the US of A. They seem to think the E goes there. So, centre would become centre. Theatre, the home of theatre, Britain. But in America it's theatre, theatre. A litre. We drink pints of beer here in Britain, but apparently you have a litre of beer in America. ER, okay? We share some similarities, you know, they haven't kind of told us to completely F off because they think, you know, words like acre should be spelt with an RE, which indeed they should. Okay, great. Moving on to the L. L. Should we all practice spelling an L? Yeah, that's lovely. If we all kind of get up, have a little bit of a dance around, yeah, I don't need to get bored watching my videos, God's sake. Okay, L. Well, the Americans don't like doubling the L, so they don't like 2 pairs of legs, they just like one-legged people. Strange, I know. So, cancelled. With my 2 long legs, they chop a leg off. Jewelry. Okay, there's my 2 diamond rings, just becomes 1. And they seem to have got rid of an E as well. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways the Americans spell jewelry, this being one, losing an L and an E. Woolen. I've got a nice woolen jumper, yeah? 2 O's, 2 L's. Yeah, it's from 2 sheep, so I need 2 O's and 2 L's. But Americans can't quite afford the extra L, so it just becomes 1. Right. Bit more L action. Sometimes the Brits just like to use 1 L. We are in a bit of a financial crisis at the moment, so sometimes we can only afford 1 L. And the Americans, dollars doing just about okay, so sometimes they have 2 L's. I enroll at university. If you're going to come to Oxford or Cambridge, make sure it's a 1L enrolment for you. If you're going to Harvard, you're looking at 2 L's. If you fulfill the criteria, L there, but the Yankee Doodles like to put 2 L's. Okay. I know you are a skillful student of English, which is why you have been attracted by the laws of the universe to watch this video now. Make sure if you're in Britain, you spell it like this, and if you're in America, with a double L. Okay? So, just to recap, with our L's, a little bit complicated. We like our double L's sometimes, and sometimes the Americans drop one. So, okay, so you've got a base word, jewel, cancel. If I've got an L at the end of the word, then normally I'll put an extra L onto the ending. Okay, good. We're looking now at the ISE ending. So it's a verb ending. Authorize. Authorize. Authorize means to give permission to. Authorize your bank to give money to charity or something. I don't know. Authorize. Criticize and organize. The Americans don't like this S at all, so they make it into a Z. They make it into a Z and go to McDonald's and get really fat. Authorize with a Z-E. Criticize. I'm sure I'll get lots of criticism after this. With a Z. And organize your days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then go to the gym, go to the beach. With a Z on the end. Well, I hope you're organized to have left a couple more minutes now to go and do the quiz on engVid.com and to get 10 out of 10 identifying these different spellings. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn lots of good British English, then be my guest. Thank you so much for watching today, and make sure we get clear on these differences. Thanks. Bye.